Hey guys, it's Liv Sims here, and today I'm going to be showing you my rendition of the Magnolia house. And if you watch Fixer Upper at all, you would know that this is a house that they did in season 3 of their home network television show that they've been running for so many years now. And I was going through my Instagram and I actually saw that some people were actually staying here, and with more research I realized that actually this is a property that they made for somebody else, but they have purchased the property and now they use it as a rental property, so anybody can technically book a stay within this house. Now the house that she created, Joanna Gaines, definitely did an amazing job with all the interior decorating. In The Sims, I wanted to kind of scale it down a tad, so it is only a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. And right now you see it on a 40 by 30 lot that is right next door to my dog lover's home. And I did that video about 2 months ago, but I will leave the link down below because the style is pretty similar. It looks pretty close to the image that I have in front of me. The only issue I think here is I really couldn't get a good view of the back of the home, so there's really not a lot going on there. I ended up doing 2 porches on either side and then the infamous porch that's in the front. And the infamous porch on the front is actually, it looks a little bit different than the picture just because of the way that diagonal squares work in The Sims. They don't work really well. A lot of the time when you're building houses on an angle, you're constantly dealing with fencing that doesn't want to work. Like right here, I'm doing like a pergola above the entryway, and it's not something that they actually have in the Magnolia house, but I thought it would look a little bit easier than just me trying to fit some odd shape roof. And as you can see here, I'm trying to like go over it and over it because it's not just letting me connect any of them. So I did run into some issues building this home, but it came together so beautifully. I really like the style that I went for, which is a little bit more her style. I was kind of thinking of similar things that she does often in all of her her interior decorating. And a lot of what she does is like farmhouse style, modern, with like really antique touches and really country living type of style home decorating. So I stuck with that through and through with this build, and quickly decided that since I had the dog lover's home next door, I was thinking about making this home for 2 elderly people who are married, and technically this is her second husband and this is his third, but I think that they're really in love with one another. I made them and they're so cute. I'm going to put them up on the gallery so you can kind of download, and it's really fun to have these Sims live next door to another elderly couple. They always come over. I ended up making like a club for them so they can kind of hang out and play games together, go out and do things with one another and just kind of revel in retirement. So that's kind of like the idea of what I wanted to go for with the family that lives here. And so just like Joanna Gaines, if you ever watch any Flipper or Fixer Upper, you're gonna see her use these parenthood type style counters that we have. And what they are, from my knowledge, is like a farm counter. It's like a farm style counter, and has mostly to do with all of the pulls that are in the drawers. And she uses these pulls a lot in the show, and I love these counters. These are always my favorite, so I decided to use these. I felt like these really fit that style. And I do a laundry room in here. I managed to squeeze one in, and I'm actually really happy about that. It did blend it in a little bit with the kitchen, but then I end up just putting just a wall in between with a little, what are they called? They're like hallway, just so you don't have to put a door or just like no wall. There is something in between it so they can kind of walk in and out without having to open up or close a door. And for this whole home, I would say I went very mint green and very, not like really like a mint, more like it's like a seafoam green almost that we get with cats and dogs, and I use that everywhere. So it's a lot of beiges, that color. We have some yellows, browns, really beautiful blues. So it's very much my ideal country farmhouse type style. So I just kind of went a little bit crazy. And especially once I decided, I was like, you know what, an elderly couple is going to live here right next door, but they're going to have cats. They're not going to have dogs. So they kind of argue with one another when I'm playing with them, which one is better. But all in all, honestly, I think it's so funny to have these two next door to one another. They're always laughing at one another or shooing the other person's dog or cat away. And it's just a really, really fun thing. I do definitely believe that, you know, elderly Sims really need like an expansion pack or a stuff pack or something. I think that they're one of the age groups that gets like undoubtedly unrecognized when playing The Sims for a lot of people. So I would definitely like to see something like that. I know a lot of people have talked about it, but I'm not sure if they're actually going to give it to us. I don't think that the Sims team so far has had anything that was more related to elderly Sims, like activities for them to go, you know, like bingo. That would be so fun just to watch your Sims play. I mean, that would be hilarious. You know, there's just so many things that they can do. So what I did with this is I tried to go as country living as far as I could. This house is just absolutely cute. Any room you go into, it just looks amazing. Now, this one does come at around 107,080 simoleons. And I think it's a pretty nice price range for the fact that these are elderly Sims. So if these are Sims like a couple that you played with for a very long time, you definitely want them to not just live in a little college a little college dorm or something. You want them to live in a really nice house. So I gave them a lot of nice things, and all in all, I think it all came together pretty well. Now, this is on, I think, a 30 by 20 lot when I'm building it, but for the screenshots, you're going to see it on a 40 by 30. And I did place this home in Brindleton Bay, and it really did match up really well. My only thing is that I wanted it next door for my own save file next door to the other family, so I do end up kind of shrinking it for this. But other than that, they're pretty much the same, other than the fact that one of them has a fencing around the entire build, and then the other one doesn't. So this one that you're going to see me building, you're never going to see me put down the fence. I didn't record it. When I was going in for the screenshots, it just really wasn't coming together the way that I wanted it to, so I really wanted that fencing, but I can't fit fencing on this lot over here in Willow Creek. So like I said, I ended up doing some side porches on either side. One of the sides has a few chairs, and I think I put a chess table. Yeah, I put a chess table, a couple of seating areas, and then on the other porch, I end up fitting in a poker table for the Sims, as well as a grill and something else. I end up putting out like one of those bars that your Sims can kind of put in their inventory. I put one of those foldable ones, and it's just a really cute, you know, fun section. I really like that part, especially when I'm playing The Sims. With this family, I put them all in a group, all the elderly Sims, so they just kind of hang out here at the place and play games, like board games with each other, dance, do things like that. So it's really fun to watch them have a good time. And I love this mint tank. It's like a seafoam green, I guess, and it really matches really well with Strangerville's doors that we get. So I put those in there. I felt like, yes, that is something that Joanna Gaines would definitely do. And I went more copper for the bathroom. I just felt like it looked really nice all together, you know. I ended up taking out this shower. It just didn't really make any sense to me. They have a pretty large bathroom, I'm not gonna lie, now looking back on it. But I think that it's something that they well deserve. And so for the story that I came up for this couple, since, like I said before, this is her second marriage and this is his third. So I kind of had this idea that both of them kind of have their own children, but they've known each other for a really long time. And somewhere along the way, he, you know, kept feeling like he couldn't find Mrs. Right, and she kind of felt the same way. So eventually, towards the end of his last marriage, he kind of just realizes that all he wants to do is be with his best friend. So they're really, really close, and they're really fun to play with. I end up making them just unemployed if you were to download them. They're going to be unemployed. But I did give them a set of skills in cooking, gourmet cooking, gardening, things like that. Simple things. Logic, I felt like the older that your sim is, the more logic they should have naturally anyway. So I definitely gave them both logic skills. I would say that she's a little bit more into the cats than he is, but I think that they kind of make it work. But what I couldn't stand, I haven't played with cats in so long that I forgot how much they get sick. Like, I've taken both of the cats to the vet like at least 3 times, and I'm kind of getting sick of it, but I know that they definitely want more cats. I end up putting a cat tree in here. You see that chess table right there? I end up putting it on the porch. I really don't like putting chess tables inside the house. It really depends on kind of where I want to go with the build and what I want it to say almost. So I kind of go back and forth between inside or outside. It depends on kind of how much space I have altogether. And I did want to give them a desk. Now, this desk doesn't have a computer at all. And technically they can't sit at this desk. I ended up just grabbing which one is it? I got the desk from Cats and Dogs. And then the chair that I end up using is actually like a single couch chair just for one sim. And I end up getting the striped pattern one, so it looked a little bit more East Coast. And so I just kind of put those two together and it comes out so pretty. I don't even care that it doesn't work. Although when I was playing with the family, I did decide to give them a computer because I actually ended up needing it more than I thought. And so now there's a computer there and there's a different chair. But other than that, for screenshot purposes, that is there. It's just to make it feel homey and like they write things to one another or they send in letters, handwritten. I know a lot of people that still do that. So, it's just really nice to kind of give them that authentic feel of like, yeah, people have lived here for a while. And all the stuff that they've collected is kind of everywhere in the home. And it's all kind of that type of furniture that, your grandma puts plastic on because she doesn't really want you to sit on it. That's kind of how this home is. And I really like the way that it came out. I think that for the sheer fact I didn't really have a floor plan for this home, I couldn't find much, but honestly, I really wanted just to make it my own. And I know there's like a tag on Instagram that you can kind of look at other people staying there in the home. But I worked with the shape that I had, and I think altogether it really came together really nice. I do end up also fitting in an attic. Now, this was going to be a 2-bedroom. I was going to make a bedroom for their grandchildren and for when they come to visit. And this is the chair I end up putting, I think. Yes, this is the same chair that I end up putting. I moved the cat tree, put the desk down, and just put a bunch of clutter on it and give her that chair. And as you can see, it doesn't snap, so it doesn't work, but it's really cool what I end up doing here. And this attic is something that I tried to fit in a second bedroom. I was going to have stairs leading up to the top floor, which I'm guessing some which way or another, possibly as soon as you walk in, you see stairs with this home in real life. But since it really wasn't going to fit and stairs are so annoying in The Sims, I just didn't want to use it. I was like, you know what? It's not going to work. I can barely fit a bedroom in here. It's going to look like the kids are living in an attic and this is not flowers in an attic. I wanted to make it just a little bit less threatening looking. And so I end up just putting in a bunch of like old stuff and like a slab of concrete that we got from Get Famous. And that ends up being their attic and they can't reach it or anything. It's just really for you to kind of see something different and cute. Or it's not really cute. It's actually really like dirty and old, but I thought it was a nice touch. It was something that I could do with the space so it wasn't just bare, you didn't have to kind of page down. You could just see some objects and it would make sense. And for the kitchen, I did stick with that country living type style. I ended up sticking with the country country style for the kitchen, and I really like the way that it came out. I left a lot of that seafoam green with the chairs, the fruit basket, the floor. The floor is a little bit more of a teal to me. It's not really that sea foam or like that mint green, that whichever you prefer. It's not really one of those colors either, but I feel like it made sense to have it there. And I end up pairing it with some Parenthood wallpaper. So I did end up writing down actually the ones that you might need most in this pack. I didn't limit myself, and I haven't for a long time, and I don't think I'm going to unless you guys want me to. But I would say some of the game packs and expansions you should have in order to work out this, download it and make it all look the same. Laundry day is a big one. I did use a washer and dryer. Again, if you don't have it, that doesn't make a big deal. I think this is actually a really cool space. You can put the kids' bedroom, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe make the bathroom a little bit smaller. But I did want access to both porches, and I wanted it to feel like a back of a house, not really the front. So I just left it there. Another one I would recommend is Parenthood Cats and Dogs Island Living for all of the landscaping. I did use some Island Living bushes. I can't help myself. They're so nice and they fit perfectly on fencing. So, and then Get Together just for a few objects here and there. Other than that, I mean, you can create this, I think, with base game. And I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do next in terms of my next video. I do have one planning right about now, but I'm not sure if that's something that I want to put out next. And I know I haven't been posting very often. It's been a long time since I posted a video, and I know even before then I'm like, I hope I have time, and I didn't end up having time. I did start my new job, and I'm really happy with it. I've just been driving so much for it. I still technically haven't moved out of our apartment yet, so we're still here for another few months. So the trip I have to make every day kind of exhausts me, and I just kind of want to go to sleep after I get home. But I'm gonna try and edit as much as I can. But just so you know, there might be a little bit of a gap from here till when I move in, that I might produce anything for you guys, and I hope that's okay. I still want to stick with the same ideas. Nothing really for me has changed about this channel, and so the editing is what's slowing me down. But I'm trying to do some things with my computer where it's supposed to run a lot smoother while I'm editing, and hopefully that makes up for everything. And I really hope you guys like this house, because this house was just something out of the blue. I was like going through my Instagram and all my saved photos, and I follow Fixer Upper, Chip and Joanna. I follow all of them, so I'm always looking at their interior decorating. Hers is some of my favorite, and she just kind of blew me away with this one, and I was like, I have to make it. It's so weird looking, but it's so farmhouse that it just makes sense. And this is that little section I was talking about where they come, them and their friends come over and do drinks and play poker, play Don't Wake the Llama, grill, do a bunch of things like that. So this is a little snippet of all of the landscaping that I did for this build, which was a lot. I wanted it to be super lush. In the photo that I'm looking at, it looks like she has a few sunflowers that aren't in bloom during the photo, which kind of sucks, and just a bunch of bushes everywhere. I did not want to go that way. I felt like, you know what, this house is really pale white and blue. Let's put some yellow in, so get some complementary colors up in here. And that's what I ended up doing, and it came together really, really nice. I just show you this section, but I do the same on the other side. I'm just kind of going back and forth too much on the second, on the other side of the home, that I just didn't want to leave that in. I'd rather just show you what I was kind of coming up with on the fly. And I ended up putting this thistle that we get with romantic garden stuff. If you do want the landscaping to look identical, that is one that you will definitely need. I just bought it 2 months ago, and I've been using it for almost every build. I think it comes with a lot of great pieces. If you're really thinking about something when it's on sale, I would highly recommend buying that one. But I would buy it on sale. It makes a difference. Oh, and you see the RV for a little second, but I end up actually putting the RV in there. So it is on their little driveway off to the side. I thought that was just so cute. I probably would have put it in the other one if I didn't have such the huge genie type style for movie hangout tree that we get. But yeah, no, I gave her that. I was like, you know what, that's her thing. You know, they go camping and have a good time with one another. So, and the other couple, they're kind of just homebodies. They like to garden and do things like that. And this is the attic that I was talking about. You can even make it more scarier. I put a bunch of cobwebs, broken plaster, scratched up walls, floors. I did the 9 on it. So if you have vampire stuff, that'll all kind of pop up. And if anything, I would recommend that one as well if it's on sale. You know, many of the game packs and stuff packs, it's kind of how I feel. And all of these builds are pre me having Moschino stuff, so none of that stuff is going to show up in any of the next couple builds that I have. And that's just, I don't want to go back. I pre-recorded most of this stuff, so now I just need to do all my voiceovers. So I'm going to sound the same in the next video, unfortunately. But, you know, I think that together, that everything and all the builds that I have to show you guys are worth waiting for. So I'm really happy and proud of myself for that. But other than that, this is kind of like the end of the video. So definitely let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you liked this video so I can make some more of them. Definitely let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.